Welcome to the DKHizouse. You know what we talking about. Welcome to the DKHizouse. That's what we gonna run our mouth. Hey y'all, just a little disclaimer. Everything is for entertainment purposes only. Everything is alleged. I don't know none of these people. I'm just giving my thoughts, my opinions, predictions on what I think I see and know and hear. And I want you to do the same down in the comment section. So don't take everything too seriously, but only with a grain of salt, because we be shoving it up in this kitchen. And welcome, glad to have you. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you've been here a couple of times, we'd love to have you in the fam bam.
All right, y'all, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Mexican His House. I'm glad that you're here, family. If you're not family, I'm so glad that you're here. On the road to 1K, so be a part of the fam bam and subscribe if you like to see more. Okay, so this is just an update that Nicki Minaj has recently continued to post her husband and her family onto her social media posts. And I'm just here to clear that up. That it seems to be that they're still together or at least working things out. If you don't know, I had reported on a rumor that I had heard through another gossip or tea page, who said they had spoke to people that were close to Nicki, and it said that she was moving out of the house and got her new house, and her husband Kenneth Petty were separated. And I had made a video about this topic, and I even had preferred to Safari maybe be an option for Nikki. And that you would have heard that from me first, so y'all go check out that video. But hey, I'm just a gossip channel, and I just speak on what I know, make predictions as well. And at the end of the day, anybody can be wrong. So I'm the first one to say, if there's a rumor that I find that is not turning out to be true, one thing I'm gonna do is stand by that. I'm not going to pump it up as if sorry, it's one way when it's really not. Because at the end of the day, it's like um they're not together. It hasn't been confirmed that they're together, Nikki and Safari. And her husband are not legally separated, like divorced. They said they may be separated, but at the same time, when you haven't fully hit that divorce mark, the divorce term, you really do have to walk on eggshells. You have to be careful who you're seen around, be careful of how you're perceived. And a lot of people do try to work on their relationships to make sure that they don't have to end in a divorce. So, with that being said, she's letting the world know that she's still doing Queen Radio, because she's popping out on Queen Radio. She's popping out with her and her man. She's popping out like she's very much that girl in pink still. And she's popping out as very much as she's still a family woman at this time. And as you do know, if you may not know, with any relationship, especially when it comes to marriage where you have to be under the same roof as the same person for a long period of time, sometimes you can be challenged, especially if it's not your right person. I'm not saying he's not her right person, because even if a person finds the right person, it's been said to be, challenges to get to know that person. Even though me personally, I feel like it should be an effortless thing, because y'all gonna just understand each other, get each other so well, and like they're gonna be your yin to your yang. However, um, there was talk of them separating. However, she's posted for a couple weeks now that her and her hubby are still together. Like pictures of her and her family and her husband, like everybody together. So I just wanted to clear that up so that rumor didn't catch wings too fast and fly. Because, like I said, if you're wrong, you're wrong. And that's why you have to do your own research anyway. And that's why everything I say is alleged. Because at the end of the day, unless that person confirms or denies anything, you really don't really know what a person got going on in their life. You only can assume and hearsay and talk about it. And that's what I did here and on that lot. But I don't want to, put something out there and then she's trying to make it work with her husband and then they looking at her sideways, this and that, but they probably won't. But just because of a rumor that went left field. Like I said, I wasn't the one who started it, but I had heard it from different people. Okay, but it was on social media, and so I ran with it, and I ran with it because yeah, I understand that they was together, but at the same time, it was just the way that they came together. It was like they had history, but at the same time, you do when you're young, it's different than when you're older. And so I kind of didn't want to give them a chance too much because of their differences and why it took so long for them to hook up. But then too, it may have been because he couldn't because he was put away or something. I don't know because I know he had a charge against him, and I don't know if that was part of the reason. But I was trying to figure out why they never linked up because she was with Safari for 10 years. But at the end of the day, it's not really none of my business. It's not really for me to know personally. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that she and her husband are trying to work things out. So, yeah, if you've never been married, sometimes it's like that. I know when I was married before, I filed divorce papers on one of my marriages more than one time. So, at the end of the day, it's like you done came this far, you have a family, do you really want to like end it all? You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot to think about. And divorce can be very tricky, which is why I'm not too fond of marriages anyway, because you have people in your business. And if you are said to have an alleged affair with somebody, or you're said to be stepping outside your marital bed and this and that, it can get really sticky and uncomfortable for you really quick. And that's the problems you really don't want because that can cost some extra money or funds outside of your pocket. And technically we don't really know Kenneth, sorry, Petty to be a provider, a worker. Not saying that he doesn't work, he doesn't have businesses, but I don't know of him to have that. So if she's the breadwinner, if she's the one with the moolah, it would be a financial upset for her if these allegations were possibly true. So it may be cheaper to keep her, at this point because, or keep him at this point because what you don't know about marriage and getting out of marriage, sometimes, usually it's one who doesn't want to get out, usually. And because that person does not want to get out the marriage, they can make your life in your divorce a living heck just for the fact that you do not want to stay with them. And I'm not saying this is what's going on in their situation, I'm just saying in general, overall. And that can be very challenging and that can be very eye opening because it's like, do I want this stress? Do I want this hate, this animosity towards my child's father, towards my person? So and then you start thinking like, dang, they really didn't go through all this. They must really love me. They must really want me. But I just think every relationship deserves a second chance at least just to see because at the end of the day, it's like people are dumb sometimes. Now I wouldn't say they get a chance like immediately and boom boom, like give them time to prove their case or let it settle and then try to make things work because at the end of the day, people will do anything to get what they want, and they'll say anything so you will stay sometimes. But I'm just wanted to shed light on this rumor, and to shed light that her and her husband are apparently working things out, or still in communication. Maybe they never left. Who knows? Maybe it was just hearsay. But at the end of the day, they are currently together. They're currently married. She just showed off a new home, a new closet with her little one. And I did not see her husband there at the time, but that doesn't mean he was not there in that footage that she posted on social media. However, he could very well be there as well. And then too, some people have multiple houses. So just because person buys another house doesn't necessarily mean that they're not with somebody else, because at the end of the day you can buy 5, 10, 6 houses, and live one in this country, one in this state, one in this province. You just never know. So it doesn't really matter that sorry, you see her in a new home, because when you have money like Nicki, I'm sure you can have more than one home if you choose to. Because Nicki has been top of her game, reigning supreme for a number of years, okay? And I'm sure she has something to show for it. So shout out to them. They're working on their situation, working on their family. Especially if you have a little one, I would encourage anybody to definitely take that extra step to see if you can make it work. Because I feel like every child deserves to have a two-parent household. Not saying that it happens every day or every time or every moment. And that's just because sometimes you can't predict the way life will hand you a hand, but at the same time, you work with it and make it work.
Well, as always, thank you for stopping by at the His House for your latest tea, entertainment, and gossip and predictions. And we will definitely have more. So definitely come back and see us. And if you want to be notified, hit that bell and also subscribe, especially if you've been here before. Come back again and again. But subscribe and join the fam band. We'd love to have you. And if you liked anything that was said on today, or even made you laugh, joke, think, ponder, make sure you hit that thumbs up or that like button, especially if you agree or disagree, and comment down below.